Right. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? Let me know in the comments you are here. It's like signing in at the teachers, signing in at the teachers, like in the morning, like I'm gonna have a list of names. I'm gonna tick it here, like who's here. So do let me in. Do just say hello in the comments if you're here. Let me know about your week, how your week went, and I'm really excited about these beads. I do really love these table cut beads. They are really gorgeous, and I put the daggers in there as well because we can also make our own little dragonfly charms. I just confessed on Facebook as well. I haven't done them for at least, I don't know, 5-10 years, a long time. I haven't done them. I've made a pair of earrings and a few different bits of pieces with them, but I'm sure we can work out together. We can work out the perfect thread path for them. So we're gonna do some of that as well. We got gorgeous seed beads. Has any of you has done anything so far? Do let me know. And you can send me a picture, and once you send me a picture, I can bring it into the production and I can show it off to everybody. Let me just bring up the page. Actually today, look at this. Today I have finished this 2-drop peyote stitch bracelet, and I only had to do that much at the ends, like at an inch. I had to do. It was sitting on the side since like last July, so it was sitting there for about a year. So I went ahead this afternoon. I finished it, so I'm really, really pleased, and I'm really happy with that one as well. It was just nice to do. Right, everybody's saying hi, good evening, Debbie, Lucy, Edward, Judith, Brenda, Lindsay, Mina is here. Good evening. Good evening, Joe, Jean, Ellie. Oh, Ellie's saying, my first time here, can't wait. Oh, Ellie, you're going to have so much fun. We just like, well, I chat and you chat back to me in the comments, but we just have a little chat and just like spend, I guess, Saturday night together doing some beadwork. Good evening, Isla. Oh, the post arrived, and you got your kid. That's brilliant. Good evening, Pauline, Marissa. Good evening. Oh, Isla's saying this is great fun. Good evening, everybody. Right, okay, so we're gonna get started. So what shall we get started with? Shall we? Okay, so I'm going to tell you the idea of what I really want to do. I want to bead around this beautiful table cut beads, and I'm kind of thinking I don't really want to do peyote stitch. We did peyote stitch last time, or did we do netting? I think we did netting. I want to do like a herringbone stitch, and I'm going to use size 11s, and then I'm going to use size 15. So that's the first thing I'm going to have a go at. Now, do let me know. Do you want me to play with the sky, or do you want me to play with the earth? And I'm going to start with that colorway first. So the earth is this gorgeous turquoisey sort of aqua color in there, maybe a little bit like a sea blue, I guess, paired with these beautiful bronzy beigey colors. And the sky, we got blues and purples together. So let me know in the chat which one do you want me to play with, and that's the one I'm going to use. Loving the kit. Evening, everyone. Rachel is saying good evening, Rachel. Good evening, Alison saying hi. It's 6 a.m. in New Zealand. Been awake for ages and then can't get back to sleep. Oh, bless you. I hate when that happens. Sometimes I wake up at 3 a.m. and I can't go back to sleep until like 6 a.m. And by the time we get back to sleep, it's time to get up and get the kids going, get them sorted for the day. So Joe is saying earth. Love the earth colors. Ali's saying, Beth is saying earth. Oh, I think it's like maybe got minimum for the sky. Got the earth ready to go. So I think it's going to be the earth one, but we're going to have a go with. Good evening, Gwen. I hope you're doing okay, lovely. So those of you who just joined us, what I did, we just used to do the creation stations before, and I'm very quickly going to show you this one because this is where you can get your like little bundles. The earth kit is already sold out, unfortunately, but the sky is still, and we definitely got limited stock of this one. So by now, you like, if you know me on Totally Beads, link in the description as well. But I'm just very quickly going to show you totallybeads.co.uk, the websites. You're going to go into category and you're going to find creation station. You're going to click on that one. This is last month bundle. We were playing around with hematite, and this month we're playing around with these beautiful beads from the creation station. So I made sure the value of the bundle was £30, and Simon discounted down for us for 19.99. Very graciously, that was thank you, Simon. So that's on Totally Beads, so do check that one out. But that's it. Back to the beads. So we're gonna play with earth. Gwen is saying earth, and Millie's saying sky. I think most of you yes, said earth. Sue is saying, hi, looking forward to this. The beads look great, but I'm in Dorset and my beads are in Cheshire. We will rewrite them with tomorrow. Oh, bless you. Let me just move this out of the way. Whenever I go on holiday or I go anywhere, like, my beads are always coming with me. And I just got a new trolley case because, like, if I go to, come on, camera. Focus down. If I go to Hungary, which I'm gonna be going very soon, I need like a safe sort of one to put the cameras in as well. So I'm gonna start working with this little bead, and I'm gonna zoom in as well so you can see it you can see it better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my size 11 seed beads, and I'm gonna do a single row herringbone. Or shall we do it on the bead straight away? So there's a couple of ways actually we can do it. We can either do it off bead, but maybe if we did it on bead already, because we got a hole through the bead. So if you want to bead around like in the same way how I'm going to do this, around a rivoli, for example, then you would do it like off the bead. You would do like a peyote stitch going up and down. But because we have got a hole in that rivoli, I'm going to do it on the bead itself. Right, just let me know in the comments that how many of you got the earth or the sky kit. Just say earth or sky. Because like using these techniques, you don't have to have the bundle, because we could do it with like all sorts of other beads as well. So I'm just going to come through this bead. I don't know how many seed beads I need to pick up, but I'm just sort of going to guess. I'm going to pick up X amount 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I need probably about 15, 16-ish. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So let's try 16 and just double check. 4, 8, 12, 16. There we go. So I just want to go all the way around that hole and into the bead. And I think this was a lucky guess, because that is just, there's probably, if I pull this tight, if I could have added one more in, maybe 17. I'm going to take it back and add one more in so it doesn't, there we go, so it doesn't buckle. So there's 17 on there, and I'm going to repeat this 3 more times, but and we're going to go in between as well. So I'm going to pick up another 17 and go through that hole again, and another 17, go through the hole, and I want 2 loops on this side, and I'm going to have 2 loops sitting on the other side. Let me know if you have played with it, and if you have got any pictures, do send it through in Messenger, and then I can bring it in and show it to everybody. 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm gonna go through that hole again, And what we're going to do just in a sec, we're going to stitch these together. We're just going to stitch up and down and going to stitch those two together. I think it's going to cup it really nice. And I'm going to turn it to the other side and I'm going to pick up 17 again. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17. I'm going to come through that hole again, but this time I want this loop to sit on this side of the bead. Now your bead, like if you're working with smaller or larger beads, you're obviously going to have to adjust the numbers. And I'm going to do this one more time. The last time, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Just going to check on the comments just to do. Hi Tina, good evening. I'm actually saying I got Sky. Evening everyone, she's saying. England playing at 8 p.m. Ooh, and Lucy's going to be watching it. I suspect there's nobody in our house like really likes football, and all of a sudden Lucy likes football. But I think it's might to do with the cute footballers, she thinks, rather than the football itself. But never mind. She's like 14 and a half, so she's allowed. I don't know how old I was when I had my first little crush, but bless her. She's just so cute. It just makes you feel old when that happens. Good evening, Camille, as well. Jean is saying, have notepad, taking notes as we go along to work later. You can rewatch the video as well later. So we just added 17 beads and I've done 4 loops so far. Wendy saying, good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. I'm very well, thank you. And good evening to you as well. Patricia is saying, hello to you, Joel. Hello to you as well. Right, okay, so I'm going to start going through. So I'm going to turn this to the side. I'm going to go up through the first 2 seed beads, just like that. Sure you can see it. There we go. And then I can actually probably zoom in just a tiny bit more. I'll just zoom in a tiny bit more. There we go. I'm going to go up 2 on the right hand side and I'm going to come down 1 on the left hand side and pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 on the right hand side. And I'm just going to come down 1 on the left hand side. So I'm just sewing, I'm just creating a thread path between these 2 loops. So it's kind of like cheating herringbone stitch this way, because it's kind of like, maybe it's like a quicker way of doing it all the way around. My thread just got caught. There we go. Then I'm going to go up. So I'm jumping between the 2 loops. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 again. And come down 1. Make sure they are the right seed beads are sitting side by side. I'm going to come down on 1 on the left hand side, then back to the right hand side, going 1, 2, 3. And then jumping to the left hand side and coming down just 1 and all the way around. I'm gonna go, and what does it do? So you can see the loop is still open here, but here we have stitched it together and it's gonna act as 1. I mean, to be honest, at the end of the day, I'm not even sure if this is gonna work because this is the beauty of the creation station, that we have an idea and we work it out together. So we see. I think it's gonna work. I have done rivolis and other bits and pieces like this before, so I'm sure it's going to be fine. We might have to add an extra row of 11s or might straight go into the 15s. We see just in a sec. So I'm just going up 3 beads on one side and coming down on 1 bead on the other side, just to create that thread path between every single row there. I'm almost to the bottom of this loop. Just get that tail out of the way. When you're working with beads like this, the great thing is that the seed beads are already on the bead itself. And I think that will be 17 was the right size. If you find, when you get around sort of halfway and you find that it's a little bit too tight, then you can always add a seed beads in between. When I'm jumping, I'm going to jump from one loop to another here. But if you, it's this, I think 17 is going to be just the right size for us. So I'm just going to carry on. I'm going to go 1, 2, and those 2s are in this loop, and I'm going to go into the next one on the other side. And that will be the 3rd bead. Pull this up nice and tight. Now here, usually we just come down 1 bead and turn back up, but we do need to sew these 2 together here. So I'm just when I get to this sort of the corner where the hole is, I'm not just going to come down 1, but I'm going to come down on 2 bead just to really secure those together. Then I'm going to go up 2 and then down 1 and back to my normal pattern of 3 on one side and 1 on the other side. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 on this side and all the way to the top. So we are looking for a snug finish for the seed beads, not too tight, not too loose, but a nice and snug finish. And down 1, and then I'm gonna do up to, let me just take a sip of my cup. How are we doing? Is anybody doing the same pattern, or are you doing different patterns? Do let me know what you're doing. Good evening, Wendy. Oh, good evening, Lynn, as well. Lynn is saying this is inspiring. I have some free time this holiday weekend and hope to spend some time beading. Oh, bless you. Do let me know. Send me pictures, Lynn. I would be really interested to see what you're doing. Then it's Monday, just finished bead Christmas wreath. Oh, yeah, I know what I mean. It's Christmas, like Christmas time already, isn't it? You have to start Christmas early. I was just, well, Christopher actually, bless him, he was spinning up some beads for me the other day. Well, not for free, of course, because he wanted to get some beads for his game, but he said, oh, have you got any jobs what needs doing? And I said, oh, you can spin up all the red beads for me. And he did. Bless him, he sat there and spin it up. I'll show you in a sec. I got it all there. He done a lot. He has really done a lot. But I'm not sure if the greens are gonna be spun up, but still need green spin up. But I'm saying spin up, like he used the bead spinner to get the beads onto the wire. Bless him. Right, I'm almost all the way around, so I'm just going up 3 on one side, coming down 2, and just binding those 2 loops together. I think if I go into the 15 straight away, it will be fine. So then, oh, I missed the bead there. Just step back 1. Mina saying, Kitti, I bought a wreath kit and I just put it away, just trying to see if I can make it. Oh, I do that all the time. I buy things and like end up in the cupboard, and I kind of sort of, like, not this year, last year I made a pact with myself on New Year's Eve, saying that like this year, so this was on the my New Year's resolution in 2020, that I'm gonna finish a UFO. I mean, be the UFO, I mean unfinished object, because we got so many UFOs in our cupboards that, like, this was a UFO, this beautiful bracelet, and it only really was like a half-an-hour job to finish it, but it was just sitting on the side for a year now. So January the 1st, 2020, I said to myself that this year I'm gonna concentrate on finishing one project a month. It doesn't matter how big or how small it is. I'm going to finish that one project every single month, just to, like, you know, just to use up some of the bits and pieces I have. So I think I succeeded in like doing a couple of bits, and then obviously the current situation hit, and then we got so busy with everything. But I am trying now to finish bits of pieces, so that's quite nice, and it's not too tight, so I can still leave it off. It's not too big as well, so I can't see any gaps. So this is what we're looking for. And let me just move this tail away. This is what we're looking for. So those beads are just slightly hugging your table cup beads there, and table cup beads are awesome. They're really, really nice. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put these size 11s to the side. Oh, hi Joe. Joe is here. Sorry I'm late. So not too late. We just did it. We just started it. We just had one row bead around there. So I'm going to put the 11s to the side, and I'm going to get some 15s out. And what we're going to do now, you can do this for cabochons as well, actually. What we're going to do is, as I'm coming out of this size 11 here, I'm going to pick up one size 15. I'm going to go through this size 11 from the other side and the one in front of it, just like that. And then I'm going to pull this up nice and tight. And I'm just going to let the size 15 just to sit on top of that size 11. I'm not going to do like, you know, anything with it right now. Just going to let it sit there. And I'm going to pick up another size 15 and repeat it to this bead. So I'm going through the bead I was coming out of and the one in front of it. So I'm just adding one size 15 on the top of every one of those size 11s, just like that. And I'm going to run all the way around. And once I run around on one side, I'm going to run around on the other side as well. So I like to add the 15s to both sides before I start to pull everything together, everything in. So just very quickly, I'm going to turn this around. So I'm stitching away from myself. I find that I'm quicker that way when I'm stitching away. Now, size 11 needle is probably still fine for this. If you find that your needle starts to, it's harder to go through the beads, then go down to the size 10 needle. Sorry, I'm using a size 10 needle, not 11. And then you can go down to a size 11 needle or a size 12 if it's needed. But at the moment, I'm using it's Supalon D. So this is the stronger ones. We don't need to go back through this loads and loads, so we will be absolutely fine. Just make sure they're not twisted, and they're sitting nice and tight on the top there. I'm just going to run around adding those size 15s on there. So let me know in the comments if you are doing this or if you're doing a different variation. When I was putting this kit together, first I added different seed beads in there, like different color of 15 to the 11. But then I kind of changed my mind because I think it's going to look really nice. When we pull this together, you're going to see, because we're using the same color, it's just going to look like a case on the top of the bead. Well, I'm hoping it's going to look like that. I haven't tried it. I'm not allowed. I was so itching to bring this home last week. And Simon said, no, you're not allowed. You can't take it. Because, like, you know, I would have pre-made the design. I'm such a mink. When I see something what I like and I really want to work with, like, I will just pick it up and I can't put it down. Joe's saying, this is so pretty. I love dragonflies. I did my nails with dragonflies last week. Oh, that's really nice. Send me a picture if you have got a picture. I so adore that some of these nail bars, and like Joe's a nail, is it, what's your title? Is it a nail technician or I don't know, beautician? Do you class yourself like a beautician? What's your title? But I so adore like these people, like so creative. I mean, they can do on a nail, and I mean, like this is the size of my nail, which is probably the size of the bead. They can do all sorts of they can paint on all sorts of different designs, and I love it. I think they're so clever. They're so artistic. And one of the lady as well, I go in Hungary, she does like the most awesome flowers, and I don't even know how she does it, but the colors like even blended as she puts it up, they just look really beautiful. Probably like a lot of practice as well. Oh, I do lashes and brows, but black brows too, but nails are my passion. Nail artist, yeah. I think we all have, like us crafters, we all have like an artistic streak in us. And with most of us, not just do one craft. I know for a fact like Joe does resin and other bits of pieces as well. So this one, this bead, no, I don't want to go two, I just want to go through one. There we go. Now we could have left the bead as it is, but I think it's just nice to, if you add something like a little delicate, like sort of not so delicate, I guess, but it's an intricate beadwork around it, it's just going to look even better. So how are we doing? Do let me know if you are following. I feel like I'm just chatting to myself. Usually you ladies, like, I know you're probably busy beading, but just do let me know that you're still here, you're still okay, you're still watching. Because otherwise I just feel like I'm just chatting to myself here. I think this is going to look good. Right, I'm almost around on one side, and then I'm going to run around the other side as well, if my thread is not going to be naughty. So making sure it sits nice and tight. Kimberly's saying we are busy watching you. Oh, bless you, but you do chat to me as well. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm just chatting to myself here. So let me know in the chat who is not beading. Let me know in the chat who is not beading. Just give me a hashtag me, or just a me, or just like perhaps a wine emoji that you're sitting there relaxing with a glass of wine. Joe's saying everyone has gone quiet, as I'm sure they are beading. I'm not. I'm just watching with you with the wine. Yeah, there you go. She's watching with the wine. Can we think I'm not beading either, just watching? Gwen is saying me. Minnie's saying she's watching as well, but not beading. Right, I'm almost around. Maybe if I remake this again, I would probably do 16 bead on one side and 17 on the other side, just because can you see we got like a tiny bit of a gap. I'm sure we'll be able to pull this in with the 15s, but I'm just for a bit of a more of a snug fit. But it depends on the beads as well what you use, because some of the seed beads, even the really good quality ones, and I don't know if you, I got a knot, if we have ever come across this, but different finishes. For example, I always find that like silver lined and color lined, this one is the color lined seed beads, they're always a little bit fatter. And I'm just untwist my thread. So silver lined beads and color lined beads are always a little bit fatter, and then you have got beads like just opaque finish or just transparent finish. They're sometimes a little bit thinner. Like this one is I mean that way. So it's this one is a little bit fatter, and then other seed beads can be a little bit thinner. So you might need an extra seed beads, or one more or one less seed bead, depending on what type you use. Right. I don't normally like to pull it in. Oh, we got a... Oh no, it's gonna go through. I thought it wasn't gonna go through just a bit. I think that was above the hole, and I've been through that a few times. I have to go through that again. Oh dear. Right, I got a naughty bead here. Let me just change my needle to a thinner one. I knew this is gonna happen. Try the size 11. There we go. When you wanna really quickly thread your needle, it never wants to happen when you're live. Well, I think that's gonna go through. Right, it's a little bit tight, but I'm gonna encourage it. I'm just gonna pull it through with my pliers. So I love using these like sort of plastic jaw pliers, because they are wire straighteners. That's what we normally use it for. But I like when I have to grab onto the needle, holding on with those ones is just a little bit softer, so it doesn't bend or mark your needle like a normal plier would. And now my thread is playing up. What's going on? Let me pull this through. I'm going to untwist the thread again. I think it's because I re-threaded the needle. It's just a little bit twisted. So to untwist your needle, hold it up. Oh, you can do it two ways, but hold it up by just the base of the needle and pull your hand down. And if it starts to spin around, which is spinning around, then it was twisted. I'm just going to pull it down one more time, and then these, hopefully we won't have any more knots on there, or knots forming. Might need to go through next bead. Oh, hi Brenda. Brenda's here. And Brenda's saying, I find the metallic beads often have a smaller bead hole. Yeah, absolutely as well, because they are coated. So they are galvanized beads, and they you know, the material they use to sort of coat them and make them those really nice metallic colors, that goes inside the hole as well. So sometimes, like the rose gold or the gold, can be a little bit tricky to work with. Right, so I went all the way around. So before we're pulling this all together, I mean, we could try to pull it now. Shall we try it now? I usually like to do the other side first, but I'm really eager to see. Let's put it together now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go into that size 15, and I'm just going to sew them together just like that. So I'm just going to run around the size 15s, and as I'm running around, stitching these size 15s together, they're just going to pull in, and I'm just a little bit sort of pulling it tighter and tighter as I go around. But usually I would add the beads onto both sides, and then I would pull one side and very quickly pull the other side as well. But I'm just really eager to see how it's going to turn out. Seda is saying, Kitty, love this technique. Can't it work with any other bead? Thanks. Yes. So you could try it with Rivoli's. I have done this with Rivoli. I'll have a look in a minute. I think I actually know where the sample is, what I did with it. Because I was... Let me just pull this. We're just going to cut this tail end. And then... just want to pull this through, because I just went, where is it? There. Just want to pull the tail end out, because once I pull the 15s together, I don't want this tail end to disappear. Oh, come on. I'm just pulling it to the middle. Yeah, that's it. So you could try, I'll have a look. I think I know where the rivoli is. You could try it with rivolis, you could try it with all sorts of different things. Cabochons. It's just we usually do like peyote stitch to bezel things. And sometimes it's just nice to do something different. Oh, I think it's going to look gorgeous. I can see it already. Look, it's going to look beautiful. So once we encase this, we could use this as a, and once you go around, just go into the first view again and just start running around. So I like to go around probably about a couple of times or as many times my needle let me. But what, there we go. So just pull it tight. I don't want to pull it too tight because if I pull it too tight, can you see it buckles up and it pulls into an oval. So I just want to kind of pull it out because I want these 15s to sit sort of on the top of the bead, but I don't want it to take too much of. But on the other side, other hand, if it's too loose, then your bead can like come out of your little bezel here. Good evening, Pamela. Linda's saying, good evening, Kitty. Looking forward to seeing your creations. So we just started with a little herringbone cheat because we added the loops onto the bead, and then we're adding seed beads, size 15s on the top of the 11s. But I think that's probably about the right tension what I have there. So I'm going to run around. Or actually, I might just leave it just like that. I'm going to go and complete the other side, then come back and run around in the middle to pull it even more if I need to. I might not need to pull it. So I'm going to go to the other side. So this is it. When you're using the size 15s, the same color as the size 11s, they just look like as one. And I love it. So I'm going to turn around here. And I'm on the other side, so I'm going to turn my bead around. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick up a 15, go through the one I'm coming out of, and the next one, pick up another 15, and run all the way around quickly. Oh, Joy's saying she just sent me a picture of the dragonfly nails. So I shall very quickly have a look. Oh, wow. Right. So, Joe, I'm sorry, but we can't keep this to ourselves. I'm going to have to show this to everybody. Look at this, ladies. And I'm going to accept. Wow, look at that. Are they foils or did you draw them off? Do let me know. Did you draw the dragonflies on or did you stamp it? Or how did you do it? We need to know. They are really, really beautiful. I could do a dragonfly right on my nail there. Couldn't I, just like that? Oh, Joe, you need to move closer to me, or I need to move closer to you. I think once we looked up, you're about 5 hours away from me. They are beautiful, Joe. Really, really beautiful. And I love that color too as well. That sort of tealy color is one of my favorite color. So I'm just going to go run around here. Yogi Caspi, because I think that's Andrea is saying, or Angela. Andrea or Andrea? Andrea, I think, saying that she will have time to catch up. Lucy's saying beautiful nails. Absolutely. Really, really beautiful. I mean, I couldn't do that. I'm sure if I practice enough and I sit down and did it over and over again, you can learn, anybody can learn a craft. That's the beauty of bead jewelry making, card making, or any of the craft, that you can learn it and you can make it. But we often forget that there is so many hours go in, and so like in making anything, there's so many hours of practice, there is so many hours of like love for the craft goes in there. And we often forget that we just expect things to be done quickly, and it's like it's a learning curve, and it never stops being a learning curve as you go through life, because there's always a new technique, there is always a new bead, there is always a new pattern, there is always something new about it. And I think that's, and not just with beading, with knitting, crocheting, there's always a new pattern, there's always bringing out new yarns, they always, like card making as well, they always do all sorts of different things. Like when I was making cards with the kids, that was like 10 years ago, and we just used to stick stuff on the front of the cards, and that was the thing then. And now they got all these machines which cut out all sorts of different shapes. Like it's so weird and wonderful stuffs you can do now. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And I wonder like what the whole industry is going to be look like in, I don't know, 30 years time or 25 years time. I guess that's when like I will be a retirement age. I probably won't be able to retire. I won't be able to stay away from my beads. But like, think about it now. We have got 3D printers. Like Christopher's got a 3D printer. That's what he really wanted for Christmas. And we're gonna be printing our beads, I reckon, and doing all sorts of different things. So I can't wait how the industry is gonna grow. And it's so interesting as well to always work with new products and do new things. Joe's saying, I'm very lucky to be a Lesante ambassador, so get all the beautiful products before launch with a very, very nice discount. Ooh, that's the foil then, isn't it? So she's saying, it's Dorothy. Oh yes, sorry, Dorothy. I know it was somebody from the Bead Club, but I couldn't remember. You know, me and names don't mix. So thank you. It's Lesante shimmer film cut with a paper punch. It is very fiddly, but so worth it. Oh, wow. So there you go, ladies, there. She's doing nails with a paper punch, what you use for, like, paper crafts, and merging two crafts together. That's amazing, Joe. That's really amazing. Your nails are gorgeous. How do you manage those fine lines? I don't know, Judith, that it was for my nails or Joe's nails. Joe's nails was like a million times better than mine. I had my nails done. I can do my nails, but I usually send the picture to Joe. I'm not very good at doing my own nails, and it takes me like 3 hours to do my own nails. And I don't know. I don't. Like, it's always, how can you have a love for one craft, so much love? Like, I would sit there and bead 24/7, and then I have to do my nails, and I literally, like, I will try to do everything, but doing my nails, I will, like, you know, procrastinate, and just put it off and off and off. And then I go down to the nails salon bar thing, and they're done in 45 minutes. But takes me 3 hours. Dorothy's saying, I'm finding 17 a bit loose, so hopefully the 15s will tighten up. Yeah, I'm finding 17 a little bit loose as well. So maybe, you know, they say that we should always go with your first gut feeling, which I put on 16, didn't I? So I should have gone with 16, but I think we might just get away with the 17. But next one, I probably do 17 on one side and 16 on the other, just and see how we go. But when I design jewellery or anything, we have to go through like this process of making something, and then sometimes you get all the way through, sometimes you abandon it halfway through and adjust and start again. But that's the way. That's how kids, that's how patterns, that's how they're born. Just sort of get some beads out, start playing with it, then review it, then adjust the numbers, start again, review it, adjust the numbers, start again if you need to. And sometimes you can do something for the first time, like you can kind of have a feel for it. Sometimes it's the second go what finishes everything on, but sometimes you're gonna have like 5, even 10 goes or something. Joe's saying, honestly, it's great what you can find in hobbycraft to use for nail art as well as resin and jewelry. Absolutely. Right, so I'm gonna pull these 15s together on this side as well. Is anybody ahead of me? Do let me know if you've done this stage already. And send us a picture so I can show it to everybody else. I think it's gonna look gorgeous. And I love this color of seed bead as well. These are one of my favorites. These are the black diamonds. I use this all the time because they got like a hint of gray in it. They're just really beautiful. They go with a lot of stuff. I bought nail art charms from my resin. Yeah, absolutely. You can use them. It's amazing like how much you can use different sort of products in different crafts. They're really interlinking or intertwining. That's probably a better word. So I'm pulling it a little bit tight there. I'm coming up around. I don't think it's going to be that snug as maybe one less seed bead would have been, but well, maybe. I mean, you don't have to, because like this one has got a hole inside it, so we actually sewn those loops on. We're not going to have a problem with it coming off, I guess. But if you did this around the Rivoli, you would really need to find the right number, how much you need to use on it. So I'm just going to run around and then I'm going to go back to the other side and just tighten that side again. And actually fitting around it quite nicely. So maybe after all that we had the right number. Oh, Ruth is saying 2 photos going. Yeah, I'm just going to go and look out for that. Just go through a few more of these beads. So I know I finished with this side. I'm pulling it quite nice and tight now. So this is what I love to add the beads on one side and add the beads on the other side as well. And then go in and pull them tight and then pull them tight on one side, then pull them tight on the other side as well. One thing what we could have done, we could have skipped a bead to make it smaller, to pull it together even more. You could have done that. That's a little trick what you can do as well. I think I'm around now more than once because the needle doesn't want to go through that easily. And there we go. So let's pop to the other side. There we go. And just back into those 15s here and pull these ones tighter as well. Just hold them nice and tight. You might want to, like, because the beads are quite, I don't know, if we added an extra row of 11s before we added the 15s, that could help as well, but then I think that might makes it a little bit fatter. But we might need an extra row of 11s. Right, let me just grab those. Where did you send the Ruth, do let me know where did you send the picture to? If you sent it to Kitty Robinson Designs, then I just need to very quickly open this so I can need to open up the page. Come on. While it's thinking about it, I'm gonna go through a few more beads. I can't see a message from you. Joy's saying, Judith, I use much nail stuff in my resin. Mina saying, Joe, your work is amazing. She said us saying, thanks, Kitty. Thanks, Mina. So I guess you're giving a little Ruth. Let me know where did you send a message to, because I can't see it. Or actually, let's just see Totally Beads as well, just in case if you sent it there. There we go. I'm just gonna click on there. 2 phones, not photos. Or did I read it wrong? Oh, sorry. There you go. I think I need to make these letters bigger. Oh, I understand. I just read like the first part of it. 2 phones going, so I can see the beginning as well. This is it. This is epic fall, isn't it? Like, oh my God. Never mind. Never mind. Right, let's run around here. So now, Ruth, you're going to have to send me a picture because I'm waiting for the picture now. Got a little knot on my thread there. Oh, I got so excited. I'm going to, oh, got 2 pictures coming. Right, so with that, we've done our little component, and I think maybe a few more beads I need to go around. You can then use this for an earring as it is, or you can use it for in a necklace, in a bracelet, anything. Just made the bead we had, the table cut bead, we just made it a little bit more special by dressing them up. I think I'm got around again. Great, dressing them up with those lovely seed beads. I'm not sure if you do need an extra row of 11s. Maybe we may need one because it's quite slippy still. If I push it to one side, it doesn't want to come out, but it's quite slippy on it. So if we added, we need to try it with one less bead, and then we need to try it with 1 row 11 and then a 15. So who's gonna volunteer? Who's gonna try it with me with 1 less bead, and who's gonna try it with 1 more row of 11s? Do let me know if any of you fancy that. Someone sent the Kitty a picture. Yes, please, Joe. Oh, you know, you need your coffee as well as your Coke. So I had a coffee maybe about 4 o'clock, and I don't know, or maybe about 4:30. So I do not dare drink any more coffee after 5 o'clock, because then I will be up until like 2 a.m. Absolutely. So I think that just like really makes something special extra special. Do let me know if you like the little design I sort of dreamt up. And then do let me know if any of you could try the 1 less bead or an extra row. So extra row, I mean, you're going to start the same way, and then you're going to add another row of 11s the same way we added the 15s, and then pull those 11s together and then add the 15s in. Can you think, is all the set sold out now? I'm not sure. I think the sky, we still had some of the sky. We still got some of the sky. And I did that assignment to check out the earth as well. No, they are in stock. And I think he managed to get a few more earth together. Love the teal too. We are going to Mina's funny though. What's Mina cooking? Thanks, Mina. That would open some Mina. Oh yeah, absolutely. We're all coming, Mina. How many people can you sit around the table? Right, so can anybody try that one less bead, and can someone else try that the extra row of 11? So I can then go ahead and put this to the side and start working on a dragonfly itself, because I want to make some dragonfly charms up. Otherwise, I'll go in and start another bead. Is there a trick keeping the threads around the bead? What you mean? What do you mean, Diane? Like, I'm gonna leave the threads on there because I'm not really sure how I'm gonna connect them together. So I'm just can I go through any more of these size 15s? But I'm gonna leave the threads on there, and I'll see what am I gonna be connecting into when I add them together. I might just turn this into an earring if I do another one, or I might even go ahead and have this like as a feature bead on necklace. Mina saying, oh, welcome. Can have a beading family party in my garden. Oh, bless you, that's really nice. Kitti Indian dinner. I don't, but like you know, I'll even come and help to cook because I would love to learn how to cook Indian food, but I don't know. I don't know how to cook. You have to teach me. Right, okay, so I'm gonna pop this to the side. Is anybody up for it trying it with one less bead and one extra row? Do let me know in the comments. And I'm gonna get some of these beauties out, and I'm just gonna put this, because I want to do a dragonfly. So these daggers, they do have got 4 holes, so we're gonna have to go around. They got 2 holes each. So the 4 daggers got 2 holes each. So can you see the 2 holes there? So you're gonna have to go around twice, and I want to add a bead sort of in between. So I think I want to use one of these beads. Let me just cut these strands up. So we're going to use one of those just there. Minnie thinks she's happy to teach. So I want one of those just underneath, and then I think I'm gonna add pearls to the tail. Actually, I'm not sure if they call the tail. The long bit of the dragonfly. That will be the technical term. The long bit. So we're probably gonna need maybe about 5 of those. Getting this out of the way, and then we're gonna have to do the head. Now for the head, we can either use this 6mm crystal, which I think will look quite nice, and maybe the 2 3mm on the top of it for that the sort of the eye on the top. I think so. We're gonna do that. So we're gonna use almost all the beads in there. And that on the top of it, and then 2 crystals on the top. I think that will be our dragonfly, but we might need to reduce this, and just add a 4mm pearl for the head. Or is that too small? Is the 4mm pearl too small? Do we need to add a 6mm crystal, or do you think the 4mm pearl is enough for the head? I think it might be a little bit too small since our body is a little bit bigger here. we made that body just sort of just underneath there. Would the big crystal be better for the body? Let's try it. So we could have the crystal there and have this one as the head. We could make one of each up. I think I like the oval bead more as the body because this is, or actually I could sit it that way, but then we need some seed beads around it to add the two little crystals on. But then we could, if we don't use that crystal at all, maybe we could sit the head that way and then sit one at the bottom going this way. We could try that as well. Jo said she sent another picture. Now she's multitasking. She's got an England hat on, so I guess she's got the football on another TV or on a TV or somewhere else. Right, so what shall we do? Shall we do sideways or shall we do straight? Let me know. I'm gonna get another piece of thread. Might add seed beads in between as well, actually, because then we can hook onto the seed beads themselves. Kimberly's saying you must be a very great cook, Mina. Mina said she was learning cooking since she was 14. Right, so I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna start with the daggers. So I'm gonna pick up all 4 daggers. And then I'm gonna come through all of this. I'm gonna go through this. This is the top hole on all 4 of them again. So this is gonna be our wings, and then I'm gonna knot my tail end and my working end together, so I got a really firm base. I don't think we're gonna have to come through that hole much more, so even if the little knot will seep into it, we'll be absolutely fine. There we go, just pull that up nice and tight. And again. Now I'm gonna go, I think I might made this a little bit too tight, but never mind. So now I'm gonna go, as I'm coming out of the inner hole, I'm gonna go towards the outside and go through this. I'm thinking maybe shall we add a seed bead between? I just got 15 here. I'm just gonna add this 15 in. Just sort of, it has like a little bit of a, it's not 2, or maybe is it better 2 together? Or a little gap between? Do let me know. Does our dragonfly want the seed beads in between? Or we don't want the seed bead in between? Do let me know in the chat. Lindsay's saying small bead for the head. Yeah, we get there just in a second. Caroline saying, I'm beating my own project, watching and listening with earphones and also watching football, multitasking. Oh, bless luck. We ladies, we can multitask, can't we? And just saying, job to stitch. Couldn't see it through the tinsel wool and have to head unpicking. Oh no. I hate when that happens. It will be more stable with a seed bead at the wing. All right, I'm going to leave the seed bead in. So as I'm coming out of there, I'm going to pick up this for the head. We do another one with a smaller bead and go straight into that other side. So it will sit sort of that way. Pick up a seed bead, go to the bottom, and now we're gonna have to, we kind of need to come out of that hole or that hole to to have like a straight line going down. So I'm gonna go into the inner hole. Maybe we should have added the body first. Pull this up nice and tight. I'm just gonna run around to the other side. Just like that. And down. So I'm coming out not the second hole but the first hole. I'm sure we'll be going back up through that again. And now I'm gonna pick up my pattern going all the way down. To Lorna saying she's working on her triple spiral from Bead Club. I'm going to pull this up. I think that's probably about the right. Do you think that's the right side, or is it one too long? Maybe one or two less? No, I think that's too small. If I add one back, or all 5 of them. What do we think? Do we want 5 at the bottom? 4? I think 3 is too small. So I think we need, maybe the 5 is okay. Let me know. Oh, Comedy's saying, okay, ladies and gents, I'm going to watch all these men running around chasing a little ball. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You too, Camille. Beauty's saying 5. Shirley's saying I like 5. Jackie's saying that is so lovely. So I'm going to do 5. I'm just going to pick up one size 15 and go all the way back up through these pearls. And I'm going to pull it nice and tight. So I don't want any gaps in there. So I'm going to pull this size 15 out and hold on to the size 15 and just pull my thread up. Just like that. Now we came out of this wing here. So we want to go up in the other wing. And it's a little bit harder because I did it so tight. I can hear, I think Lucy's got the football on us next door as well. So I think that's going to sit there nice and cute. And now we're just going to need to go to the top. So I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to go into this bead. And then I just want to add a couple of crystals to the top. Actually, if you add a couple of crystals, so if I add one seed bead, because you're going to have to connect this in with something. So if I add one, I know I'm going to do. So I'm going to pick up one seed bead. I'm picking up size 15s because they were here on my mat. One crystal. Then I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads. I'm going to take these down. And I'm going to create a little loop. So I'm going to come through, not the first, but the second seed bead again. And when I pull this up, I just created like a tiny little loop, which we can, maybe it's a little bit too small. Or do we want to the loop the other way? So in the ear ring, if I put this on the air wire, the ring is going to go that way. So the loop has to be that way. Yeah. So a loop of 4 will be too small, so I'm going to go back and add another couple on it to add our air wire into. So it's not 5, it's 7. And then come through this second one after the crystal. And then I'm going to pick up another seed, another crystal, and another seed. And come through this head bead one more time. And then it's just gonna, we got our little eye, and then we will have this little loop there where we can connect our little air wire in, or if you're adding this on as a charm onto something. But perhaps we should have added a couple of seed beads there. So to centralize it, I'm gonna pick up an extra seed bead, and I'm just gonna run around of the bottom there. I don't need to go into the loop. I could do just to make it stronger. I'm just going to come through those. And see, it's a little bit too loose here as well. So I'm going to pick up another seed beads before I go back in. And that should centralize the eyes on the head. Because that bead will force the other beads to sit towards the top. I think that looks really cute. Do we think it's too long, or do we think it's the right size? Do let me know. Perhaps we could add a seed bead in here as well, somehow. Or like a seed bead, like a row of seed beads going down. What do we ladies think? Do we want to add anything, or do you want to take anything? Shall we try another one with a smaller head? Liz is saying, I love this. I think it looks beautiful as well. And things like this you could do as decoration, like window decorations. As well, if you wanted to, you could like sort of hang them up. And I would do, if I did this as window decorations, I would do probably maybe about 10 of them and hang them down just with like a monofilament. I think the proportions look good. And he's saying, Ruth is saying just right, not too long. Paul is saying, Joe is saying, I think it's the right length, looks great. I'm not convinced about the seed beads in between the wings either. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to use a smaller pearl for the head, or perhaps we try it with a crystal for the head. And then I'm going to try not using the 15s in there. Pat is saying looks great. Jackie's saying right size. Looks really good on screen. Lucy said I love this. Maybe the head is too big and with the other embellishment. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too as well. I think the head is too big. The head needs to be a little bit smaller. We can also try without these beads and just having these smaller beads. But I think it's just under the body, just, I don't know. Or there's another thing we can try to have so do the dragonflies have we could sew an extra bead on the top here. So if I wanted to, let me just grab this, add that one on the top here, and I think, yes, I think that's what we need to do. We need to sew an extra bead on the top. What do we think? Do let me know, ladies. So when we do the second one, I think we need a bead on the top of those. Let's try it without the seed beads, and we need to add a bead on the top of the wings, because that just finishes it off nicely, I think. Ginny's saying lighter, but it needs a round bead. Dan is saying bead on top. Then he's saying I think that just finishes off nicely. Yes, Nina is saying as well. So if we're adding a bead on the top, when are we gonna sew that bead on? If I want to come out of the middle-ish, so if I pick up wing, or we add a seed bead to the bottom. If I added, I'm just going to size 11 back. If I add the size 11 just under here, would I need one or would I need two? But then we would see the size 11s and they brown and not aqua color. Probably two I could fit in, but I think then the seed beads, no, let's not put the seed beads there, let's just put the bead on the top. So I'm gonna cut this off and rethread my needle. I leave the thread in this one, I use this other needle. Perhaps add a seed beads in between the pearls too. Yeah, we could try that one as well. Let's try it with the seed, without the seed bead where the wings are. So it's not Oh, I don't know. I do like it though. Smaller head on the top, Lorna is saying absolutely. Doesn't it have two parts to its body? I'm not quite sure. I tell you what I'm just gonna do. Just threaded this needle. I am gonna pop on Google and I just Google a picture of it. So I want images of dragonfly. So no, it's actually has got like it looks like a one longer body. So it's got the head, which is the head is a bit more rounder. Well, there's different dragonflies, you see. There is different. Some of them has like goes down in size, so it's got like it's just thicker and it goes like very thin. Some of them has like a distinctive, really fat sort of body and a very very thin tail. Some of them have larger wings, like wider wings. Some of them have smaller wings. They are beautiful, though. They're all beautiful. Oh, I should say good evening, Gesher. I hope you are doing all right. Born is saying, I think the seed beads keep them more stable, keep the wings more stable. On these body seed beads between the pearls, yeah, we'll try that as well. Needs a round head, absolutely. Head, thorax, and abdomen. Thank you. You did keeping me straight. You know me. I don't know my English sometimes. But it's understandable. Right, okay, so I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna get my 4 little wings out. You're gonna have a little pearl on the top as well. But then if that pearl is there, I think the head perhaps do need to be, does the head needs to be smaller or does the head needs to be larger? So am I gonna use this one for the head? I'm gonna use the crystal for the head. Or am I gonna use a 4mm pearl for the head? So see there a 6mm crystal, which I think probably will be a bit too big. So if I take another 4mm pearl, then that's how big. And then it's kind of like samey. I don't know, I just feel like it needs a little bit bigger. But let's try it and let's see how we get on. Just take a few off. Yes, you need the extra bead on top. Absolutely. Do it how you like. If you look like a dragonfly. Yeah, there's so many different things. Okay, so we're going to start by, again, the wing. Putting or. There is 2 ways we could run up and down, but we definitely need to. So if I go down, I go into the body and then come back up. Then knot it together. Then go into the wing, pick up the pearl. Yeah, I think I got it. So I'm going to pick up 2 wings. I'm going to pick up one of these body beads. And I'm going to pick up, oh, come on, where's the hole? There we go. I'm going to pick up 4 of my pearl beads. I'm going to pick up a size 15. Take this all the way down. And then I'm going to go, let's just suspend this in my finger. I'm going to go back through, oh, we added 5, didn't we? Oops, 1 less. I'm going to take the 15 off. Just grab another pearl. So 5 pearls. Then the 15. Jeffrey saying add a smaller bead for the head. Yes, I will do. An extra bead on top, absolutely. So I'm gonna miss that 15. I'm gonna go all the way up. and do in 2 stitches. And then I'm gonna pick up another 2 wing. One, 2. I'm gonna come down these 2 wings. So they're all sitting nicely. Now I'm gonna go back up on the other 2 wings. And I'm gonna knot my beginning and end together. Let's pop that guy out of the picture just for a sec. And then bring this through. And I'm gonna pull this up nice and tight. There we go. So now I'm gonna go in just one. It doesn't matter which side we're going. I'm gonna pick up a pearl. And I'm gonna come up to the other side, and then we got that pearl on the top. So now we need to stitch these wings together as well by the other hole. So I'm just gonna go up to the other hole and come down through both of them. And now the only thing is, now we do need to jump to the other side, so we'll be creating a really big thread path. Otherwise, hold on, I know what we need to do. So I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna backtrack myself, and instead of coming to the top, I'm gonna go towards the bottom. Oops. There we go. So as I came out of the pearl, instead of going towards the top, I went towards the bottom. Then I'm gonna go up to these pearls. These are 2 daggers, not pearls. And then I'm gonna turn this, and I'm gonna go down in the middle, the thinner hole, like the very end hole underneath the pearl, and come back up to the other 2. And finally go down the outer hole on these 2 wings, just like that, and then back up in the middle to add our head. Right, so what we're doing for the head, are we going, and I think we could sew that, we're doing crystal. Let me just pop this down, put this guy down. Are we adding a crystal? Is the crystal too big? I think it might be too big. I'm not sure. Oh, Fiona's here. Hi, Fiona. I have just sent you a picture through Messenger of some of the dragonflies I have made previously. Oh, brilliant. I'll bring that just up. Actually, saying yours are lovely. I made dragonfly earrings some time ago and my head was a lot smaller than yours are. Yeah, I haven't made this for like 10 years. So we're reworking it together. This looks great now. So are we putting this 6mm on there, or are we having a 4mm head? And that's how the 4mm would look like. So are we having a 4mm head or a 6mm head? Please let me know in the chat which one you would prefer. And I'll go and grab that picture what Michelle sent through. Oh, wow. There we go. I'm just going to pop the picture in from Michelle. They look beautiful. So you have used, they look like fire polish beads all the way down and just have the same on the top. That looks great as well. Is those daggers had 1 hole or 2 holes in them? Do let me know. They look beautiful, Michelle. They're really, really nice. I love those daggers as well with the pattern on them. So Caroline is saying dragonflies have large heads. Linda says. Karen is saying 6 mil. Ruth is saying big. Brenda is saying 4. Mina is saying 6. Paul is saying 6. Joe is saying 6. Fiona is saying 6. The head doesn't look right in the same color, and just saying, so we are using the crystal then. There we go. So I'm going to get rid of this. So I'm going to add that crystal on there. We could have come out of the outer hole. No, it doesn't matter. Go back through there again. Make sure it doesn't get wrapped around. Do we still want to add the eyes on there? So do we still want the 2 little crystals? The 2 little, well, we could do seed beads as well. Do they still want like eyes on the top? Like that or not? Or do we think that's too much? Do we need the eyes like we added eyes on this guy? Or are we not adding the eyes? And he's saying the head should be a lot bigger. Misha is saying I made them some time ago, but I don't remember their big holes. There being 2 holes in the dagger beads. So I'm going to add these crystals in, or am I not going to add the crystals in? Do let me know in the comments what would you like me to do. Maybe we could add these crystals a little bit more together. So that's like the eyes. Maybe a size 15 bead. No eyes, Diane is saying. Just saying no, maybe seed beads. The head should be a bit larger, and is saying, so okay, so if you're not going to add eyes, then I'm going to take this back and I'm going to turn the direction of that crystal, because then I don't want the crystal to sit this way. I want the crystal to sit this way, because then I can just add the loop on the top of it. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to do the same thing what we did with the tail. Just taking this back. We're going to add the loop. So on the tail we just added 1 seed bead, and now we're going to pick up maybe, let's see, about 7 seed beads to form a little loop on the top. And pick up a size 11 and then about 7 of the size 15. And take these down. And then I'm going to come through the size 11, through the crystal, and I'm going to go in that wing. Now actually what I'm going to do is to sew another pearl onto the other side, because if I'm wearing this as an earring and this is flops over, I don't really want to have a back or a front to it, so I'm just going to pick up another pearl. And I'm going to go up through the wing. And then I'm going to go into that crystal and around that loop to reinforce it. Oh, come on. There we go. Into the crystal. And I think this guy looking quite nice. Fancy little guy. And then I could use this on earring, or I can use it that. I think that looks better than this guy. So that looks better already. Seed beads for the antenna. Angela is saying. I'm just going to go in and around that loop and back down, and just need to work the ends off, and that's it. Asher saying, essential you a picture via messenger. Do you mean like you sent me a picture via messenger? I really don't want to read. Like I was expecting these 2 pictures from Ruth, and she was saying she's She is looking in two phones, bless. Oh, you know me. And it's evening time. Right, so we're gonna go through that crystal. I'm just gonna do a couple of one thread knots. And that's it. Our little guy is made. I'm gonna go through this loop before it disappears. Just to knot it. And then I'm gonna take it through the wing. Now the other side obviously was knotted together when we started our beading, so I just have to take the tail end through a couple of beads and that should be fine. Jean is saying, yes, that looks so much better. I think so too as well, Jean. Fiona is saying he's fabulous. So you could, I love dragonflies and butterflies. I really do, and I think like we use butterflies much. We would use butterflies much more often than we would use dragonflies. And dragonflies can be like butterflies are beautiful, but I love the look of dragonflies where like they have the iridescent sort of look to them, that shimmery look. I just really do love it. I'm just going to take it through to the bottom and cut this off as well. And that's it. Our little guy or girl is done. Right. How do we want to improve on it? Do we want to try anything else? Do you want to go back and try adding seed beads in between the pearls at the bottom? Or do we just want to keep it plain? Do let me know. This is, there we go. And I'm just going to cut this off because that was knotted already. There's our little guy. So the front and back is the same. I wonder if he had this one on his back. I wonder, so let me just get another two. There you go. If he had this large pearl bead on his back, how would that look? If he had, or he had the pearl bead in between the daggers. You could put them on your tree. I do have a tree here, which is like a white sort of just twiggy tree. Oh, we are slightly off camera. Let's pull this in. You can just sort of put anything on top it. We could do that to have it in between. So we'll do loop them around there and loop it on the other side, just with some seed beads. Or that doesn't look very dragonfly. Do let me know. Or we could loop you around but have the wings towards the top. Now that would look good as well. And then we just have like maybe 3 seed beads at the bottom and then the head in between there. That would look good. Joyce saying dragonflies are my favorite insect. Well, I think dragonflies is the only insects I like. You show me a spider and I run away or jump on top of the table and won't come down until Simon takes it out of the room. How about a larger crystal as the body? So we got 6mm crystal in here. We could use that. Oh, and we have got these color daggers in there as well. So it's not just the brown one. We got the blue ones as well. So we could flip it. They have blue wings, little brown body. And then we could even use the crystals at the bottom. Have them like really thin because these are 3mm crystals. So we could do this as well. I think that would look cute as well. But then we would need to use maybe the 4mm pearl for the head. How would that look? This other guy. Zoom out a tiny bit. There we go. How would this guy look? So you got loads of different variations. larger roundel crystals for the head. What about the teardrop beads for the body? Like in the bundle, that's this is the beads what we have. So we have got this oval bead, we have got 4mm bead, we got a 6mm round and a 3mm round, and the dagger beads as well. These dragonflies is adorable, Elizabeth is saying. So many options, difficult to choose. Maria's saying, yeah, this is the thing. We could just go through and do them all. I quite fancy this look. Like, maybe just have like a little bit off centered towards the top. And still use the 4mm as the bottom. So still use these beads for the bottom. And then use that bead for the head. Or we could make his tail even longer. And then use the same for the head. How about if we try this? Just sort of, just for giggles. How is it gonna look like? I quite fancy. I would do the middle a little bit differently. Elizabeth is saying, out of the two, I would go with the oval bead. Needs bigger bead, Caroline is saying. Phil is saying, okay. Right, let's just try this one very quickly. I'm gonna grab a new pieces of thread because this is not gonna be enough. Only got like a feet left on this one. But do let me know if you're experimenting as well. Right, Asha sent me a photo. I'm gonna bring that out and pop in. So these are Asha's dragonflies, what she made earlier. They look beautiful too. I love those daggers as well. Now, like I said, my daggers looks like so plain. All of you daggers are so fancy. Those are lovely, Asha. Just going back in. There we go. Right, so if you do any pictures, do send me, just message me the picture so I can bring it in and show it to everybody. There we go. Dry thunderstorm in Preston, Asher is saying. Right, I'm gonna pop this on. I think I'm gonna stick with the size 15 seed beads. Then you have to do thread and needle very quickly. It's never quick, is it? Especially when I'm live and you're trying to do it. But you know, after some time, when you're using a needle, the eye of the needle can get shut a little bit as well, and it's harder to get it through. Right, as anybody else is trying these lovely dragonflies, do let me know. I'm going to add one seed bead to the top, then go through. And this one, do check with 2 whole beads. Do check, because sometimes you can have like a little derby inside one of the holes, which this one has. So I'm just going to free up with the needle if I can, just by pushing the needle in it and just wiggling it. I can see the end of the needle is coming through, and I think it's freed the hole. Yes, it did. So picking up one, let's get this other guy out of the way. And then 2, and I reckon I'm gonna just pull this down and have a look. Elizabeth is saying it's raining here in the Highlands, Perthshire. We had a 7-hour power cut last night. Oh no, there's nothing worse than a power cut. Another 3 seed beads, maybe another 2. Let's try 3. I'm going to come through that pearl again from the tail end. So I'm just looping this on. Maybe not big enough. I still got, see, I still got a lot of thread showing. So I want to make this, I reckon, if this sits right onto the top, we're gonna need another 2 size 15. So then I'm gonna add 2 to the top and 4 to the bottom. So I'm gonna, oh no, I'll come through this one by an accident. Even if I go back through, I reckon 2 to the top and one more to the top and 2 more to the bottom. So let's see. Just take these 15s and the 2 daggers off. Add another 15 and then back with the 2 daggers. And then picking up 4 seed beads. And then coming through that pearl again. I am frozen. Do let me know. Do let me know if I'm frozen. Am I frozen for everybody else? Try to refresh your page. Now I can see. I'm moving on my end. So do let me know. Anybody else if I'm frozen? And actually, if I'm frozen, probably you can't hear what I'm saying. It's a bit silly, but never mind. So I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads. I'm going to pick up the 2 daggers and I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Judy's saying not frozen. Lucy's saying working fine for me. It must be just Angela then. Right, I'm going to pull this up. I think so far it's going to look lovely. So I'm going to go and add the head on from here and the little loop on the top and come back down. So I'm going to go ahead and add this size head because I think if we add, let's just get one here. If we add this brown head, is it going to be too big? If I add that brown one as a head, is that going to be too big? Angela said out and back in there, so it's okay. Yeah, that's why I said, Angela, just refresh the page. But if it's frozen for you, probably didn't hear me saying that. So am I adding this as a head, or are we going to try this as a head? The 4mm or the 6mm as a head? I should think I use 6x4 fire polished, 4 size 8 seed beads, and 1 larger hole daggers, 4 times 1 hole daggers. Joe's saying I think that's the right size. So is that the 4mm or is it the 6mm? Add the brown bead, Elizabeth is saying. So do let me know, Joe. Like, was the 4 bead or the 4mm or the 6mm we're gonna make as the head? Not frozen, but YouTube is glitchy here, Lorna is saying. Sometimes maybe like everybody's on the internet at the moment watching the football, I don't know. Or is it on TV? So 6mm, I think Angela's saying. Well, I'm gonna, 2 of you said 6mm. Joe still haven't confirmed if it's 4mm or 6mm, she's saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the 6mm in there. Oh, what she's saying, pearl. So that's the crystal, and then that was the pearl. Lindy's saying she sent me a picture. So while you are letting me know if you want to add the pearl, or the pearl actually look nice. It would be nice to have a pearl as a spine. I'm gonna go and grab this picture. Linda, where did you send the picture? There we go. Oh, can I bring this out? So Linda is sent, yes, I can send us a picture of a dragonfly. Look, Oh, it's going to be a bit too big. There we go. So it's got, this one has got a largish body and it's got sort of the two eyes on the top. So in that theory then, we need to flip our one around and have the wings sort of towards the bottom. The smaller pearl for the head. So this was one of the pictures what Linda sent me, and I think she sent me another one as well. Let me just have a go. It's not that they're both the same. And then Mina sent us a photo as well. I think she's doing, I can't get the photo out of there, Mina. You're gonna have to message it on Messenger, not to the page, but to me, because otherwise I can't grab it out of there. That dragonfly is beautiful. So we're gonna go with a smaller head. I'm gonna go with a smaller head. I'm gonna go down and do the tail. We can unpick it if it doesn't work. And then I'm gonna do, oh, hold on, hang on. We still need to sew those together in a minute. Right, okay, so 1 seed bead, size 11, 7 size 15s. So we got our little loop for earring to connect into. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gonna take this down. And then I go back down. I'm gonna go all the way down to my tail. And I'm gonna pick up my tail. Just pull this up nice and tight. Just make sure that's nice and tight. I'm gonna pick up my tails and then come back up, and then we need to go through that wing because the wings are need to be like reinforced in the second hole. This pearl is jumping all around my mat. There we go. I'm going to pull this up. I quite like that the body is the same color and the wings are a different color. Pick up 1 size 15. I'm going to come back up all the way, even go through that body bead we have there. And now I'm going to reinforce the wings. So do we want the seed bead back between the seed beads so they sort of stick out a bit like that? Or do we want the wings to sit together? That's the next question. They're apart or together? Let's just have a look on these two. So this one is apart. This guy is a bit more together. Actually, I think I prefer it like that. I prefer it together. Asher is saying, Kitty, my dragonfly has flown. I can't find it. I like this version the best. I like this one as well. So we just need to make it a little bit more prettier with seed beads, I think, like around here. So I want to go and add maybe we could add another row of seed beads just to the top of it. That would look nice as well, just to sort of cover the gaps here. Okay, so let's go into our one side. Go through 2 seed beads and the 2 wings. And then I'm gonna jump and come through the other 2 holes. Everybody's saying together. And then I'm gonna jump back and come. Now maybe like, you know, I added those 4 seed beads at the bottom, but in hindsight, I think 3 would have been enough. And go through these seed beads, and instead of going into the pearl, what I'm going to do to pull this together a little bit, I'm going to straight go into, just get this tail out of the way, I'm going to go into these 4 seed beads on the other side. There we go, and just pull it nice and tight. And going up. Have you ever thought like how many ways you can make a dragonfly? I'm gonna come back down on the other hole. There we go, and then go back up. Those two, so we sewn that together as well. I think that looks quite nice. And then just to finish it off, I'm gonna go into these 2 seed beads. And actually, instead of going into the pearl bead itself, I'm gonna take my, what we could do is I could pick up, just pull this tight, I could pick up a couple of I could have picked up a couple of seed beads at the bottom and then pick up a couple of seed beads at the top. So you have got this ring around it, or would that be too much? I'm not quite sure what to do. Just bring it around. What to do, so make this into a little circle, or I don't know. I think the seed beads are slightly throwing me a little bit. They either need to be more seed beads on there or none at all. I think the pearl would be better as the first bead on the tail and the wings together. So we had that one as well. Like this guy's got the pearl at the bottom. And this guy's got the pearl at the bottom as well. I think this one is better when we added this bead on the top. This one is interesting too, but I think it needs a bit of tweaking. So let's have a look what we can do. So if I'm gonna come and pick up, let's pick up a couple of 2 seed beads, and I'm just gonna freestyle here. I'm gonna go in there just like that, so I connected that up together. I'm gonna go through. Ooh, how about pull that up in. I'm gonna pick up another 2 and then go through this outer hole, so I'm carrying the seed beads partially onto the wing as well. And then I'm gonna turn it around, pick up another 2 and come back through these ones. I know I should have picked up the 2 before at the bottom. We can just fill it in now. I'm not sure about this. But hey ho, this is Creation Station. We can do anything. Might not be nice, but at least we tried it. And then we know. We know. Right, going up. And just finally adding another 2 seed beads. Well, I like that a little bit. I like that better, that we made the seed beads go out. But I still think we need more seed beads in the middle here. So I'm going to come through 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pick up, how many seed beads? Let's see, let's pick up 5 seed beads, and I'm going to take them down and just measure it onto the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably need just maybe 1 more. I'm going to bring this, maybe 2 more down, just like that. 1, 2, and go through this one at the bottom, and then pick up another 7 and go back to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and go back to the top. How is it looking now? What do we think? I like that little bit of extra seed beads in there. That just sort of covers up or tracks a little bit. Could use a small crystal side by side for the head eyes. Yeah, could do. Or we don't even have to use small crystals. We could use the size 11 seed beads because they were just a little bit bigger than these seed beads. Could you cross the seed beads over the wings? Oh yes, we could do that as well. So we could have another row coming on front of the wings as well. Let me just bring that picture of that beautiful dragonfly in again. And let's just have a look. So they kind of have like, they go, if you look at the top of the wing, they have got that like little bit of brand on it. But I just zoom out a bit. But on the bottom of the wing, they haven't got anything. It's quite plain. So, and actually those wings looks like they overlap a little bit. So I just got another idea. But then if you turn these, if you turn those a little bit, how would they sit? Let me just grab another two. So if I turn them, just to, because I could do with one there and the other one, another needle, the other one just sitting slightly in front of it and dangling down. Yes, we could do that as well. So for that we would need to add 2 loops of seed beads and slightly offset it. Ooh, so we added 6, 2 and 4 is 6. I reckon 7 seed beads. So another idea. I'm just gonna grab another 2. I'm just gonna keep going with the dragonflies. I love this guy though. I think he looks pretty. He looks pretty as well. They all look pretty. We're gonna have a whole different species here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some more thread. Again, I got another idea. What if we don't add the wings together? What if we add the wings separately? I'm just going to very quickly thread this needle and see how we go. Right, so I'm going to start with one of those beads again. I'm going to pick up this bead and I'm going to pick up 1, 2 size 11s, and then I'm going to pick up one of these dragons, and then I'm going to pick dragons, one of those daggers. I'm going to pick up 5 of the seed beads, and then I'm going to come through this. Then in my second row, I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pick up a dagger, and I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see if this then is going to sit. Yeah, I think that could work. Look, that could work because they're slightly on top of each other, but not too much. What do you think of this idea? And then we got like a bit of a thicker body as well with the 2 loops. So let's repeat this on the other side. So the bottom one was 1, 2, 3 dagger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming through again. And then the top one is going to be 1, 2, the dagger, and 5 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, coming through again. What do we think of this idea? Like, let's pull this up nice and tight. Just pop it down. So the wings are not on the same loop. I think once we then stitch together, and we're going to need a seed bead in between, I think that gives like a little bit of 3-dimensional to it. Marissa saying I like it. I think that's going to look good. So let's go ahead and add a head. Let's add one of these ones. Let's add a bigger head this time. I need some more 4 mils. So I'm going to go ahead and add the head in. Now, if you want 2 sort of bigger beads there, then I'm going to pick up a size 11. I'm going to pick up 7 of my loops. 1, 2, size 15s to form a loop. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to pick up another size 11 and take these down. Now, before I go back down to the crystals, I'm just going to come back up through this size 11 from the crystals towards the loop and pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm going to jump over and go through the other size 11, then go into the crystal and into the pearl bead. So now the 2 size 11s, like this thread puff we're just adding here, then should pull them to side by side. So we have got like a tiny bit bigger than the size 15s there, act as our little eyes. But bear in mind, these are going to spin around there, but we might be able to fix it somehow. Okay, so we're going to need the body and then need to fix the wings. So the wings, I think we need to go around it and add a seed bead in here. And then we're going to go around the other side and add a seed bead there for the other side. So I'm going to go up to this size 15s, the dagger. I'm going to come through these 2. I'm going to pick up another 2 size 15s. Go to the other side. So we're just going to do the loop here as well. Then go down all the way. I'm going to pick up another 2 size 15s. 1, 2, and just come across until I go up through the dagger. And then I'm going to come down the other hole just like that. Because, I just pop this down, because this is like slightly sitting above it, I don't know if we need a seed bead between. If we add a seed bead in it, we will open it up, but then I think it just changes directions. I think it needs to be without seed bead. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to tail out of the way. I'm going to carry on and I'm going to stitch into that bottom one. I stitch them together, and I think it looks nice because the wing is sort of, this one is on almost on the top of the bottom one. Now I'm going to go into that bottom, and I'm bottom dagger, and I'm going to pull this through, and then I'm going to turn my beadwork around so you can see it. And this time I'm going to run around the seed beads on this side and add the missing seed beads in. So I'm covering the neck up on both sides. So 1, picking up 2. I can see Diane sent me a photo. I will bring that in just in a sec. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna get to the bottom, add a couple of seed beads in there as well to complete. 1, 2, there we go. And I'm gonna go up and around to the other side and sew these 2 daggers together as well. To form a stronger bond between those. So I'm gonna go down to the bottom up the outer holes, then again into that one. There we go. I like it. I do like it. But actually, we could do, you know what? We could do like an angel like this as well. For an angel, I probably would add another dagger on another loop. So it would like be even behind it like that. How cool would that look? Or you could even go around it and make like a round shape and just keep adding the daggers on different loops. That would look really good as well. So I'm gonna go down to the bottom. I'm gonna have to add our tail. So I really want to, I don't want to add the tail on the size 15 seed beads. So I'm gonna go down to the bottom, and then I'm gonna go through that pearl. Help these through a bit. Go through that pearl. I'm gonna go up in the head, around the seed beads, and come back down. So I will turn my thread path around. So I'm just gonna go up the pearl. Where is the hole? There we go. Up the crystal. I'm gonna go around the loop. That's actually quite good because we're reinforcing that loop. And then back down, and we're gonna add our tail. I like this guy. This guy is cute as well. We're gonna have a whole different species of dragonflies here, and straight through the crystal and the pearl as well. So we are ready to add the tail. 1, 2, 3 common pearls, 4, 5, and then a little seed bead. I'm just saying, oops, I forgot about tonight. Oh, bless you. You can watch it back from the beginning later on. Now I'm going to come back up. And I'm going to come to the middle. Actually, let's go to the pearl as well. So it holds it nice and tight. Everything is getting quite a bit tighter now. Let's pull those pearls down. So I'm getting... Where's my needle? My needle is getting caught on it. There we go. It went all the way up. I'm gonna use my pliers to pull this through. Shirley's saying that looks good. Yeah, I like this guy as well. So we got like 4 different versions now. I'm gonna pull this up nice and tight. I'm gonna grab Diane's photo and show it to you. Make sure it's not twisted. And just pull this up nice and tight. I like this guy as well. So what do we think? New species, shall we call Kitty's matching? So we got this guy. We got this guy. He's a bit fancy. He's fancy too. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, there we go. And then we got this guy with the pearl on his back. This one is flatter. I like this one because it's flatter. And this one obviously with the pearl on the top. This one is the first guy we made with the big eyes. This one can see in the dark. That's why he's got big eyes. But he hasn't got anything on his back. What do we think? Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one do we like the most? Do let me know in the comments. So number 1 is the first one we made. Number 2, number 3, and number 4. With the wings kind of overlapping on top of each other. So they're not as flat. If I turn this around, it should be the same on the other side as well. I'm not sure about the wings overlapping though. I think it looks nice. But Angela's saying number 3 and 4. Lucy's saying number 4. 3-0. Dorothy's saying. Last one you did the best one. Yeah, this is the thing. The more number 4, Julie's saying, the more we work on it, the more you have like, the more you try add different things, you're gonna come up with different versions. So now, let me know what else we can try. What else would you try adding or taking away? Which is saying number 3, and we could have Ginny saying another go as well. Like, I'm just gonna go and get Diane's dragonfly she made. Oh, that looks really lovely. So you didn't connect up the second hole. You only connected up the first hole, didn't you, Diane? You added more seed beads for the tail, which I quite like as well, with a longer tail, and the head. I think that looks nice as well, like not connecting the second hole up and then not pulling the wings together. I think that works very well as well. Looks really nice. Oh, Dorothy's saying, I meant the football score. Oh, bless you. So who is it 3-0 then? Who is it 3 and who is 0? Who are we playing tonight? England is playing who? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm really not into football and I don't know. I should have saying number 5. And I'm not I don't follow it. So I've got no time to follow football with all these lovely beads here. Made all in one piece, Dan is saying. Gwen is saying, I love them all, but I think number 3. Asher's saying number 4. Lindsay was saying 3. Jim was saying 4. And Bridget was saying 3. And I think I got everybody. Sheila is saying number 5. Lucy's saying Ukraine, she thinks. I don't know. I don't know who we're playing. Lucy probably knows. My Lucy, my little Lucy, because I can hear it's on next door. So, and I don't know who's the score. So England 3. Oh, that's good. Then that's mean we are winning, isn't it? Ukraine 0. So does that mean we're gonna be through the semi-finals, isn't it? Ukraine, yes, I think so. And then England might even make it to. England might win it. You never know. I'm rooting for them. My hubby shouting, Dorothy's saying. You're just saying 4 or 3. Oh, Lucy's saying, I'm your little Lucy too. Oh, bless you. Yeah, you my little Lucy. My Lucy is probably much taller than you are because she's exactly the same height as I am now, if not a little bit taller. I think in the last month she just like grown like 2 inches. Right, I know we've been winning as we can hear shouts from the neighbors. Oh bless, I haven't got the window open, but I can't hear anybody around us watching it or shouting. I don't know. Right, so what shall we try? Shall we try another dragonfly or shall we go back to our dragonfly bead and try out with another row? I quite like to try it with another row because, and where is my one gone? Oh, this just dropped on the floor. Because just to make sure, if we added an extra, see, it just moves a little bit. Can you see it? That it just moves. And I think if we added an extra row of 11s, maybe it would be better. Don't know. And then what I can do, instead of starting it on the bead, I'm going to start it off the bead and then we're going to add it onto the bead itself. We're going to join it onto the bead. How about that if we do that? Needs a longer bead directly after the body, like on 2. Oh yeah, we could have added another longer bead on that one as well. Brenda is saying hands hurting, so given up beading for the night. Oh, I know exactly how you feel, Brenda. I gave up on a herringbone bezel now and doing a POT one. So let's do a herringbone bezel, but this time let's do it off bead. So we are not going to go through the bead at all. So if you got the rivoli or anything like that, that's how you would do it. So let's do another one. We still got time. Well, I just if I go now, you know what's gonna happen. Just to go and watch the football with them, and I'd rather stay here and bead. Right, let me just move these lovely dragonflies out and all the threads, and we're gonna have another go at this one. I really do love it. I think it looks really pretty because the seed beads are the same color. It just makes it look like really nice. Right, I'm gonna have to text Simon next door to bring me a drink, please. How do you think, how long is it gonna take him to bring me a drink? So start the clock now. I just sent a text message. We see. He might be asleep on the sofa. I should have bought like a bottle of water in. Right, so we're gonna start with the size 11s. I prefer the Beauty Bezeling. Brenda is saying. She is saying it's the right size. So let's have a look. Let's have a look if we added another row onto it. How is it gonna look? Because I think we might just be all right. So I'm gonna start off so I picked up 2. I'm gonna come through the second one to form the start of my little herringbone stitch there. So the beads are sitting side by side then, just like that. I'm gonna pick up another 2 and I'm gonna go into my first one. Sorry, my thumb is on there, and I'm gonna go up through the other 2. Then I'm gonna come down to the right hand side, and I'm gonna go up through 2 of the left hand side. And look at that, my drink just arrived. That was quick, wasn't it? Bless him. So that's 1, and going up the second one as well. Actually saying 30 minutes, whenever is the match is over, so we got 30 minutes to bead. Right, I'm gonna pick up 2 more, come down on 1, and then go up on 2 on this side. I'm gonna have to turn this over and over again. Or should I, if I could turn it that way, that might be easier when I'm coming down on the left hand side and going up on the right hand side. There we go. And then I'm going to go around. So how many beads did we do? So we did 17 plus 17 is 34, and it was just a tiny bit loose. So I'm going to do, is it 33 or 30? Let's try 32. We will put it around the bead, and then, but don't forget, these are beads like handmade, so they could like differ a little bit from bead to bead, like maybe a millimeter or so. If you were making rings, you could use like this stitch to do the shank on the ring. You could use this stitch for a necklace as well. I don't know where is that gone. Okay, I'm going, so I try all these different bits and pieces, and then the little sample just go missing. But I have tried like this herringbone, but with adding a size 15 in on the top of it, and it looks really, really great. and it twists the herringbone stitch itself. There we go, just pulling that up nice and tight. I'll take another sip of my Coke. Oh, Dan is saying, I'm really enjoying tonight. First time watching on TV. Oh, bless you. I have to admit, I only figured out you can watch YouTube on TV about I don't know, maybe about 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Not that long either. So there you go. You always learn. You always live and learn, as Simon says. You live and learn. Linda is saying bezel now, please. I think with YouTube, because I enable the sort of, I think it's called, I'm actually, I can't remember what is it called, but I enable the things that is when you come in, you can watch it from the beginning straight away, and then you can catch up. And actually what I do sometimes when I'm late, and actually this is a really good trick for you, what I do when I'm late, if I go on, and actually I can show it to you. So if I'm like, I'll only do this if I'm like 5 or 10 minutes late and I want to watch from the beginning, then I would open up the browser on my laptop, and then you can, if you click on the little gear icon, then it comes up like you can change the speed, and I would change the speed to like 1.5. So then like in 15 minutes I would be caught up with like whatever the live is doing. So watch that what I missed in 1.5 speed, because then I will be caught up with everybody else. Right, how many have you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That will be 18, 19, 20. If I count the beads out now, then I won't have to 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We said we tried 31, 32. So if I just use these seed beads, then I know, because you know me, I'm going to keep chatting and then I'm going to end up doing 50. So there we go. So I'm doing a single herringbone here. So if you wanted to do it on a rivoli, or if you wanted to do it on some other shape, then which hasn't got a hole, because our bead had a hole and that's how we did the first bit. But, and then I got a knot on my thread. But if you wanted to do on something which just hasn't got a hole, you can still bezel it this way. You're just gonna do it off bead first. And then I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna use up all those seed beads. To go all the way around, and we're gonna add an extra row of 11, the same way as we added the 15s. And then we're gonna add the 15s in. Oh, Robin is here. Robin is saying, hi, Robin. I'm totally enjoying as well. However, I'm working on Facebook Live project and Bead Club project from last 2 weeks. Dragonflies are right over my head. They're quite easy to do, lovely. I think it's just like there's so many different ways you can do the same thing. And sometimes like I can overcomplicate things. So sometimes, like Diane said, she did it in one row, going up and down. It's probably the easier way to doing it. So I'm going to come down and go back up. Right, do you think I can finish this tonight? I'm going to start beading a little bit faster because I definitely want to bezel this and finish this. Now, depending of what happens with my schedule, like when I'm going to go to Hungary or not, I may or may not. I cannot confirm nor deny or say yes or no what was going to happen, but might do a second creation station in a couple of weeks. We just have to wait and see that and what happens with my tickets and if we will be able to fly or not or what's happening. But might do another one because I got a few more different ideas to do, and it would be nice to get some together so we can actually add this together into a necklace or a bracelet or something. All the way, a few more beads, and then we will have. Oh, then it's saying show always do easy first. So, like my design process, how it goes, that I do easy first, and then I do a bit more complicated. Then I do a little bit more complicated. Then I complicate it even more. And then like it goes wrong. And then I go back to my first try, which was the easy way every single time. But what I love the most is the play. So for me, like I can sit there for hours and hours and hours and just play. That's what drives me, I guess, because you could do all sorts of different combinations. Oh, Judith is saying, I've got my drink and I'm watching you. Well, welcome to our stream. If you just joined. We are bezeling a little dragonfly table cut bead. Paul is saying, I thought you had your flights booked. Yes, so my flights were booked and I was supposed to go on the 21st. But British Airways cancelled my flights and I had to move it to the 1st of August, unfortunately. But I'm probably going to look into another airline to go out with. And then I don't know yet at the moment. Because the numbers are going up, I'm just very carefully looking at everything at the moment. Like I'm not planning anything. See, I think if we had one more bead in, then that will be the right size. Maybe, no, I think it needs one more bead in. It needs 33 beads. Because otherwise, if I do it now, it can pull it too tight and then we won't fit the bead in. So one more. So yeah, so at the moment, it looks like the 1st of August, but I really would like to go sooner, to be honest. But we see what happens. I'm getting the second vaccine on the 13th of July, so I can't go until then anyway. So I'm just going to come through a couple of beads here, maybe 3, to pull this through, and then go back to create that thread path between these beads as well. So I'm going to do an extra row of 11s. Oh, Judy saying, I've been with you since 7, just can't bead and watch. You know, like sometimes when I'm watching something, it doesn't even have to be like a beading instructions. It can be I'm watching something on Netflix and when I'm beading at the same time. And I have to rewind the program like 5 times because I get so I don't know what's the word, like engrossed in my beading that I just forget to like pay attention what's going on. And then somebody says something and I was like, what happened? How did they get there? Where did the other girl gone or guy gone? It's really funny. Someone always just laughs at me. Right, so I'm going to run around and I'm going to add another row of 11. I'm going to add it with the same technique how we would be adding the 15s. So I'm just going to pick up one, go through the one I'm coming out and the next one, and run all the way down, or all the way around. I mean, we could actually add, but it's not, I want the thread path in between. We could add, this is going to be the same size. So, okay, let's just back up. I know how we can speed. Can we speed it? But then I'm still going to be adding just once. If I add 2, then come back on 1 and then go up on 1. Okay, so there is a quicker way we can do, I think. I don't know. I'm just thinking if I pick up 2 seed beads, come down on 1, go back on 2 seed beads, yeah, and then yes, each one of the side of the seed beads will be sewn together to another bead. Yeah, that will work. So I think there is a different, there's a quicker way. So instead of 1 seed bead, I'm gonna pick up 2, and my thread is coming out of here. So I'm gonna jump 2 beads ahead, and I'm gonna come back down. Come on, camera. I'm gonna jump ahead 2 beads, and I'm gonna come back down on 1, just like that. Then I'm gonna stitch up in this one. Then I'm gonna pick up another 2. Again, jump ahead 2 beads and just come back through 1. And then go up through 1, because I can do this with the 11s, because they don't need to, they're not gonna, if I run through them at the end, like in the circle, they are not going to get any smaller because they are the same size, so they don't need to be pulled together anymore. So I think if you do that, it will be just quicker to go around it. Can I ask if you do little crystals that are equivalent to size 11 seed beads? You could do little crystals. So what I would use as size 11s is the very small. I think they're 1 by 2 millimeter crystal on the website. But the problem you can run into with those very small crystals is that the hole on the bead can be quite small. So although you can use it instead of a seed bead, but you can't really stitch them together as much, because you can only go through the hole on their maximum of like 2 times, and that's it. And the third time you're going to struggle. Or you can, I guess, go down to a smaller needle, but nowadays, like all these seed beads coming in so many different colors that they just look really beautiful. So I'm quite happy just to use the seed beads. Right, picking up 2, going down 1, up to that last one, and all the way around. There we go. So if you just joined us, or if you're just seeing, we're just bezeling a little bead. I'm just going to put this bead in the corner here to see what we're doing. But this one would make a lovely ring as well. Look, that would be a really nice ring. And we could even sew other beads on the top of it, and this way would be the really nice secure base for your ring. So 1, 2. And picking up another 2. I'm almost around, actually. I was gonna say I'm almost halfway through, but actually this way is quicker. So I'm almost all the way around. Now we could do this way for 1 size 15s, because Well, if you have a front or a back. But then for Rivoli, for the back, you could do this way for the 15s. But here, because both of the sides of the beads are the same, I kind of want both of the sides nice and even. So I think I'm gonna do adding the 15s the original method, how I did it the first time, when you add the single beads on and then you come back and you run around and pull it in. Right, 1, 2. There we go. And then I'm gonna come up and I just need to pick up one of these size 11s. So I'm gonna double back. So I'm gonna come back through that one and then go up and through a couple of beads, just like that. Right, so I'm gonna change to 15s, but before I do, I'm gonna try this bead inside it. I think that looks nice. That looks a better fit now for me. And the 15 is just going to pull it in. So, but perhaps we needed one bead less. Sorry, I might have shut. We didn't one bead less, and we needed to have an extra row. Right, change to 15. And just take these 11s out of the way. I do not want to mix the 11s with the 15s. And I'm going to add the 15s all the way around. Right, how are we doing? How's everyone? Are you still with me? Are you still with me? Everybody's so quiet. I really want to finish this now. I think we still got plenty of time. And I will try, if I can do another one in a couple of weeks, I will try to do some of these, finish them off, so then we can add them together into our jewellery. And I think it would look really nice to make those dragonflies and just hang them in the window. Or you could add it on a plant, just to dress up a plant either inside or outside, I guess. Because they're only glass beads. There's no metal or anything in them to rust. Oh, Julie's saying still with you. Love the seed beads in the sky kit. Ordered some in size 8 for my kumihimo. I have a necklace design by Sally Bettis for a dragonfly necklace. Ooh. I don't know her. But when you make it, do send me a picture. Dorothy's saying yes. Pauline is saying still with you. This looks easier than the first method. Yeah, but it's depending like what you yeah, Danny's saying it's easier to, it's depending like, I guess, what you used to, but that this is sort of proves you that there is so many different ways you can get the same look. And you know, we could even try a different way where we have all 3 beads together. So I could have just, what I could have done to do is, instead of doing the herringbone, I could have picked up the 33 beads and turn it into a loop and just do what I did for the 3rd row a couple of times. Could have done that as well. So there is so many different things. There's no right and wrong here. You can just, what works the best for you. I like to for me, what I like to work out is what the quickest way. Because I got so much I want to do. I got so many different projects I want to do. So I like to be quick as possible. Like, still have a nice quality work, but be quick as possible. So there we go. I'm just over halfway now. But there is no, like, for adding the 15s, this is the best way to do it. Add them in with the jewelry and then pull them together, because then you're going to have an even tension on them. Otherwise, you might have a little bit tight tension at the beginning or loose tension at the beginning and tight around the end, and it's not really going to look like a nice round shape. So this is the best way to add your 15s on. Oh, Mina's got ice cream now. That is not fair, Mina. I mean, come on. That ice cream is not fair. Unless you're gonna come and send me some ice cream. Because I'm on a diet, I can't have like normal ice cream, so we started to make our own ice cream. And we used to do this like years and years and years ago, because we were growing strawberries and raspberries in a garden. We would make like strawberry or raspberry ice cream like anytime. Just quickly pop the ice in a blender, and actually what I used to freeze the strawberries and just get them out of the freezer, put them in the blender, a bit of cream, a bit of sweetener or sugar with it, and that's it. Your ice cream is done. But we started to do that again, and I remember that I made like chocolate ice cream for the kids, and I hid a banana in it and all sorts of different things I used to do. Back then, they didn't realize that there was a banana in it. Like when I made bolognese sauce for them, I would hid like a carrot in it. And but now I think they would. Well, yeah, maybe I will try it on them. Right, I'm all the way down to the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this together and see what is it gonna look like. So I'm gonna run around all of those 15s. Just kind of turn my directions by stepping up into one of them. Make sure you don't miss any. And then I'm gonna pop to the other side. Oh, Mina's just sent it. Brilliant. Is it coming by fax or email? Or pigeon? Can you imagine if you can train pigeons to deliver food? Judith is saying, I think I tried to do my bezel like this, but I got a bit tangled. I do love this way because the seed beads just sit more on top of each other, and what I love about doing it this way, that you're gonna end up with a perfect circle inside it. So if you do it with peyote stitch like this one, you would have one bead sticking out more than the other. It wouldn't be a nice round beading in the middle, and that's what I love about this method, that you get that nice line in there. And actually I got, oh yes, I got it. I got something to show you what I've been playing with last creation station, and I come up with something which I still need to perfect it a little bit more, because I want to have like 2 different patterns on each side. But I made, I just pull this up. I'm gonna add the bead inside it and see how is it gonna, how much do we need to, I think I still need to pull this a bit more. It's definitely not gonna come out. I'm gonna run around another time, or maybe just a half a time, and then we can come back later. Actually, once we finish this side, to put it together definitely needs the 3 row. It feels so much better. Now I have got that 3 rows of 11. It feels much better. Like it fits properly. The other one was like I really had to pull it. This one I don't have to pull it so much, and it fits. Oh, Mina sent the ice cream by messenger. Oh, thanks, love. Right, I'm gonna weave my thread to the other side, and then I can come back later on and tighten this a bit more if I need to. There we go. Just very quickly gonna run around and add the 15s on this side as well. Before I do that, I just want to show you this. So, you know, we were doing the Ferris wheel pendant with this, not on the last, was it in the last session or the session before that? I can't actually remember, but I had a Rogue Rivoli. on my bead mat afterwards, and I just popped into the middle, and it just looked really, really nice. So what I have been playing with is to have one Rivoli on one side, have a different color on the other side. I want to make this side more of a sunflower design, so I would take the seed beads, maybe we'll add this row of crystals, but not this one. I just have like longer lines coming through on one side, and the other side more of like a bezeled Rivoli. So I have been playing with it. It will probably take me a little bit longer because I've got so much going on at the moment, but I think it just came up really, really pretty. I just want to make it a little bit more gappy so you can see more of the hematite donut underneath it, but that will be coming some point. So I just need more hours in each days. Right, so let's run around and add the 15s on this side as well. There we go. Just make sure they're sitting nice and straight. Oh, thank you, everybody's saying that's gorgeous. So that's in the works. But do send me, like, if you do any variations after this, like even with this month's pack, do send me pictures, because I love to see, like, each one of us look at things differently. We got different perspective on things, so we would naturally come up with different designs. So there we go. Right, I am gonna try to do this as quick as I can. And a couple of the beads, I might have to add a smaller needle on. And a couple of the beads are a little bit hard to go through. I think that's why when I joined them, and I went up and down a bit more, or equally, because I'm using a size D thread, like realistically I might would have to go down to AA, which is Supilon comes in 2 sizes. So D is the thicker one and AA is the thinner one. Yeah, I'm gonna have trouble with these beads. I'll just go through them one bead at a time. Hopefully I won't crack it as I pull it through. This is really hard. Oh, come on, you. Oh, there we go. Oh no, I didn't. Good. Phew, panic over. Let's pull this back up. There we go. And then go to the second one. Sometimes you get a bead which is like a stubborn one with not big enough hole. There we go. No, not 2. I just want to go through one after that. There we go. I mean, there's different ways you could avoid that bead. So if you come up with a very stubborn bead, then instead of picking up one seed bead, I would pick up 2 and just go straight into the next bead. And then you kind of leave that bead alone. Oh, you just think your bezel is so neat. Yeah, that's what I love about this one, because it will sit on there really nicely. And you never know. I mean, with these table cut beads, we only have got a certain amount. But 1, 2. I might do something. I might do Rivoli with this technique for a kit. Is that sitting the right way? Yes. I think they're just really... I love herringbone stitch, and I don't think like herringbone stitch is like bugle beads. We're definitely not using it enough. Actually, that reminds me, I do want to try herringbone stitch with bugle beads. because I got this idea to mix like bugle beads with seed beads. So I think that would look good. Right, I am almost halfway through. There we go. And going all the way around. One, two. Right, how are we doing? Everybody's gone. Everybody's gone a little bit quiet. The comments here. I'm almost done with this one. I think they would look nice as earrings. They would look nice as actually, to be honest, they would look nice as individual pendants as well. If you wanted to make like little presents for some people, they would look nice. Ooh, I haven't even thought about that. How about adding a made dragonfly? Which one shall we like? Let's try this guy underneath this guy. How would that look? I think that would look really good as well if you added the two together. And like you could have that as like a really long dangly earring, or you could have that as a pendant, or you could have that of anything really. I think that would look really good as well. Right, let me take a sip of my Coke. Will the bead be able to revolve? What do you mean, Pauline, revolve? Do you mean like turn around? That's why we're stopping, because in the previous bead, when we bezeled around it, we started by adding the seed beads on, like going through the bead and adding the seed beads on the top. Now this time we haven't gone through the bead at all. So if I don't pull this tight enough, the bead can fall out of my little bezel. So I need to do it tight enough so it can't turn around and come out. That's what we're trying to bezel it around it. I just love these beads. I think they're really special. So table cut beads are manufactured, like these were manufactured in the Czech Republic, and where we got these ones from, it's a little family run business, and I have got some other bits of pieces from them as well, but they are just really beautiful. So they would make the beads, they would cut the beads, and they would polish the surface of it, so you get that mirror sort of like shine. I got my dirty fingerprint on it, but they're just beautiful beads. Like there's so many different techniques used in glass bead making that it's just incredible how they do it. And some beads, they can all, like, you know, the lampwork beads what we have for the earrings, and I just remembered I haven't got any earring in, but the lampwork beads what we have from Helen, like she can only make 40 beads a day because, like, you know, they take her that long to do. Just twist this a bit. I'm gonna keep going through. I'm almost all the way around. I got a few more beads, but I'm back to this problem section here where the beads, I think I've gone through these beads a bit too much, and I'm not sure, like, I mean, it will go through, or shall I'll try to pull this through, and then I might just don't want to crack that bead. I have to find a smaller needle. It's gonna work. It doesn't want to come through now. Neither in, neither out. Will you go backwards? Nope. Right, come through. Please come through. Oh no. So I suggest you use a size AA thread. A size AA thread. So what I'm going to do with you now, let's test the bead out. Can I push this backwards? And you're going to come through. We're stuck in the bead. No, it's truly stuck in there. Right, let's try to pull it backwards. So I'm going to pull on the thread itself. Oh, I just had felt the thread pop. Was there a little knot on it, perhaps? Let's try to pull again. Maybe not. Oh dear, we were doing so well. We're doing so well, but no, it doesn't want to. Doesn't want to go through. So come back. Come all the way back. It's the eye sometimes can be a little. And I'm gonna go and get, because if I pull it too hard, what would happen? I would crack that bead, and then obviously would not be able to go, like you would have, the thread path would show up. So let's just find a thinner needle here. So super on size D to put into size 12 needle can be, it's not that easy sometimes, especially if the end splits. Oh, Carolyn's saying, oh no, you're approaching 10 p.m. Well, let's just pretend I haven't seen the clock and you haven't seen the clock, but actually we only I'm sure I can do this in 3 minutes. So let's see if I can pull this thinner needle through it. Oh yes. There we go. Just gives a bit of an encouragement. And pull this up. There we go, we're back in business. Right, I got to go through this two, and then this two, and then I'm adding the last one in. And I'm gonna run around and going to tighten up this size 15. So I'm gonna go into the first, actually first like 3 or 4 size 15, doesn't really matter even if it's just one. So I just got my direction, and before I go any further, I'm gonna have to add the bead back in. There we go. And then just run around and pull this in. Have you got color eye needles? Did you buy them like that? So this one is, they are on the website. I love them. The black is 10, the turquoise one is 11, and the red one is 12. And we do have a little mixture in a little tube, and I think you are getting like 15 needles, because when Simon first, yeah, I think it's 15. Do correct me if any one of you know, but I think it's 15, because I know that Simon was saying, well, we just put 2 needles of each size in, and I was like, Simon, I mean, come on, how far is 2 needles gonna go realistically? Like, you know, there's then 2 needles, like I can use 2 needles. I can use 6 needles in a day. So I said to him, like, you need to do a little bit larger pack. And I think I said to him, like, you need to add at least 5 of each size in to really, like, you know, have enough. Then again, I'm pulling it tighter and tighter as I go around. And I'm back to the beginning. Oh, that's good. So we need the extra. We need one less bead, and we need the extra row of size 11s, and that it fits perfectly. And I'm just going to tighten this up by going around, and then I'm going to pop to the other side, tighten that one a little bit as well. There we go. So can you just put me in the comments if you've been doing the beading with me? Just so I know, like, how many of you, if you've been doing this, following me round and round this bead. I think, yeah, it looks really nice as well, I think. I'm just gonna go maybe another half around here. And then pop back to the other side. And then pull that side. So it's getting a little bit harder to pull this through now, but this is my tail end, so I want to go a little bit further because, you know, we had a few dodgy beads here. Well, they weren't dodgy, but we've been through them quite a few times, and it would be harder to go through them again. So I just want to go down away from my tail, and then we're going to hop back over to the other side. So I'm just going up, then I'm going to come down, then I'm going to go up, and each time I'm just moving along one row. Oh, Diana's saying, did have a break for strawberries and cream. Oh, I can't believe Mina was eating ice cream, Diana's eating strawberries and cream. Oh, next time you have to send me some. Linda saying, Pauline, you could always go through the bead when you have finished bezeling. Yeah, you could do that as well. Marissa saying, I started with you but got too behind and too many knots. I'm still a newbie. Bless. Right, I'm going to go around these ones again. This is definitely the right size. Feels like this one is okay, but like, can you see, like, it's kind of like one to twist. It doesn't really know what to do with itself. It's too tight. I can see the edges a little bit there, which is like, it's okay. Like, it's, you can see more of the bead with this one, but this is definitely the right size of bezel for the bead, because the bead is a little bit thicker. If you have got a Rivoli and you're using a Rivoli, the edge of the Rivoli is quite thin, so you might be able to get away just with 2 rows of size 11s and then 1 row on either side for the size 15. It really is up like how thick is the bead or pendant or Rivoli you are using. But I think it looks great. I would love this as an earrings. I think I'm going to turn them into earrings. I'm going to do another one. Not tonight, but no, I'm going to do another one, and I want a pair of earrings with them. And actually, I want a pair of earrings with them as well. Ooh, what you could do, if you turn them into a pair of earrings, like I would do 2 of each, but I could wear this guy together with this guy. So one ear, I would wear this little dragonfly bead, and the other ear I would wear the actual dragonfly itself. I got a thread showing there. What happened here? Did I jump over a bead? Quite possibly. Why can I see this thread path here? I just seen it on the video because it's much bigger on the video than. Oh, no, no, no. Right, let's see. So. Oh no, I think it's gone. Just need to be pulled. Need to be pulled through. I can't see it now. So I think that would be look good. Wear them asymmetrical. I'm on the wine, so cheers. Oh, sure, you teasing me. I'm still on the Coke. Oh my God, Lorna, that's just really That's such a good idea. Can we add some dagger beads onto the top? I actually would add the dagger beads to the bottom, not to the top. I don't think I will be able to go through this many more. I'm going to take that needle off. I think that's definitely the right size. So the final count, the final bead count you need to do is 33 beads, size 11s in a row. Do an extra row, so there's 3 rows of size 11s, and then 15 on either side. Now, what, like Lorna is saying, can we add some dagger beads? How about if we got some dagger beads and we just sew them to the bottom, just like that? You could even, I'll tell you what you could do, in the middle row of size 11, instead of using a size 11 bead, for every other bead you could use a dagger bead. And I think that would look really cool, because then the daggers would sit inside the row and they would definitely point downwards. Probably add maybe one more, maybe 5 or 3. What do we think? What do we think about this idea? And then our air wire would be at the top. Would that, let me just move this up a bit. Or air wire would go to the top. I think that would look really good as well. Love that. So glad I ordered this kit. Lucy's saying, I think that would look really good. Maybe 3 is enough. And then we could add a little crystal in between the second hole, or maybe just a seed bead. If you added 3, let me just take 2 away. If you added 3, then we could fan them out more, and we could add definitely a crystal in between, just like that. And on this side as well. I think that would look good as well, because it's kind of like wings. Like Mina's saying 3. Yeah, I think it's like a dream catcher, but it's like it's an earring. Earring catcher, earring dream catcher. Diane's saying less is more. You know me, Diane. 3 daggers. Judy's saying, Diane is saying 3 daggers. Oh, Sharon, I am right there with you. Look at this. So I have my Coke. Oh, sorry. I have my Coke in a fancy glass as well, like in a wine glass. I'm still drinking Coke, but it feels like a bit more grown up than like drinking it from just a normal glass. So it just like, it feels nice. Right, so recap, and then I'm gonna go. We made dragons and we bezeled our beads. So the 2 rows, not enough. We need to add 3 rows for our bezeling. I really do love how they turned out. And then we have our little dragons. I got so much thread here. I'll just pull some of those threads out. We made 4 little dragonflies, not dragons. I need to go to bed now. So he was number 1, he was number 2, he was number 3, and he was number 4. Then let me just pull this up. There we go. So I love them. I think they're really nice. I kind of don't like number 1 with the eyes, because it looks like a tadpole, or I don't know. It just that doesn't do for me. I think that one isn't quite nice, but the bead on the back, it just looks like he's like, I don't know. I like this. The bead in the middle. I like this version in the middle, but I think we need a little bit longer tail, perhaps, and we need to sort out this thread path and these seed beads. This one is probably the neatest one around it, but maybe because here, like if we didn't add that, if I turn this around, if we didn't add that seed bead on the top, you can just see the edge of the beads. And what I love about this one, that because the way how we added, let me just get rid of these tails. The way how we added it on, you can't like see both of the base of the daggers, and it just sort of blends in. So I definitely like that better than that. But I have a little more play in next couple of weeks, and then see what I can come with. Lucy's saying number 4 is my favorite. Carolyn's saying yes, number 4 my favorite. Kitty's families of dragonflies. Yeah, I can hang them up all in the window or put them on a plant. They would really nice as well. And you know, you get some plants indoors, but they don't flower at all. They're just like sort of evergreens. Like how nice would be something like little sparkly to put on there to dress them up really. Really enjoys watching you doing the bezel. Yeah, I love doing that bezeling, and I have done this method a long time ago as well. And sometimes you do something and then you abandon it for years, and all of a sudden you think about, oh, hang on a minute, I did that before. So I really do love it. I will experiment with some rivolis and other bits of pieces. Gwen is saying number 4 is her favorite as well. Jeff is saying number 15. Yeah, probably by the time I work out a usable pattern, it will be number 15. Perhaps seed beads, not crystals between. Caroline is saying, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we go. Right, my lovelies, thank you so much for staying with me and entertaining tonight and beading with me. It's been really good. I absolutely love the bezeling. I love these guys as well, but I think like for jewellery, for me that one is definitely screaming an earring out at me. But you could make it into little pendants as well. Let me just hold them. Let me just come back to the main, and then if I put it up there, so it's still, I think, large enough to just about use it as a little pendant, especially if you make it for somebody younger, I guess. And then for earring, again, I think is like a little bit larger earring, but I think it's still going to be a right size for earring as well. So maybe we could do like a, yeah, maybe we could, if you use pearls for like make a necklace, maybe we could do a pendant and an earring set with it as well. So thank you very much, everybody. I wish you a very good night. I'll be back tomorrow night at 7 with the Sunday night chit chat. I hope, like last time that we did the Christmas station and I forgot it, I was like mortified afterwards. But I'm going to be, I'm setting an alarm now on Sunday, so I don't forget. Just sort of back to a little chit chat. That's going to be YouTube and Facebook as well. And then I'll be back on Monday morning, and Simon, I think it's in the kitchen, the sample, because he took it into for Leanne to photograph it. So I wanted to do flat spiral again, but I wanted to do it more sort of a unisex flat spiral. So I did it with hematite beads and hematite beads only, and I think that, well, no, for all my opinion, they look really good, and you know, you can, it's not, you can make it for sort of that a male person as well. It can be used as well. So anyway, that will be on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Very good night to everybody, and I'm gonna sign off now and I need to go to bed, and I'll see you very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.